Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news. The Cleveland Browns are currently facing a situation that's got the entire fanbase buzzing and the NFL world watching closely. It's not just about the next game or the upcoming draft. It's about the long-term future of the franchise, and it involves a young quarterback who's been making waves far beyond the gridiron, Shedeur Sanders. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. Shedeur? Who is he, and why is this such a big deal? Well, let me tell you, Browns fans, what we're witnessing right now is something that could define the trajectory of the team for years to come, and it's a lot more complicated than just whether he's a good quarterback or not. See, Shedeur Sanders, the son of legendary NFL cornerback and Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, has burst onto the scene with a charisma and media presence that's almost unprecedented for a player at his stage in the NFL. What sets him apart isn't just his talent, although, trust me, he's got plenty of that. It's the way the media and social media have embraced him, turning him into a cultural phenomenon. Browns fans, you know how passionate we are about our team and our players, but Shedeur's presence is a different kind of beast. It's not just hype, it's a media circus that could have real repercussions on how the Browns handle their future at quarterback. Right now, Cleveland's front office is evaluating whether Shedeur should be part of their long-term plans, or if they should consider drafting a rookie quarterback early in the 2026 NFL Draft. And let me tell you, this isn't a decision that's just based on talent alone. It's about managing the external noise, the media frenzy, and the cultural impact he's already having on the team, and that's where things get tricky. When you look at the NFL landscape, you see players like Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel, who had their moments of excitement but also became distractions that overshadowed their on-field performance. Browns fans, you know how much we value winning, but managing the media circus that surrounds a player like Shedeur is a whole different challenge. On a recent episode of the Orange and Brown Talk podcast, Browns insider Dan Labb brought up this very point. He made it clear that if Cleveland decides to draft a rookie quarterback, they'll have to face the tough question. Do they want to deal with the Shedeur circus that would come with that decision? Because, let's be honest, Shedeur's profile is larger than life. Mary Kay Cabot, our trusted Browns beat reporter, compared his cultural impact to some of the most polarizing figures in football history, players whose media presence often overshadowed their actual on-field contributions. Shedeur has that larger-than-football vibe, a kind of Johnny Manziel or Tim Tebow effect, but amplified on social media and in the national spotlight. Now, Browns fans, you know how much we respect the game, but we also know how important the culture around our team is. And part of that culture is keeping the focus on winning football games, not constant media distractions. That's why the idea of Shedeur Sanders being on the roster, even as a backup, is a double-edged sword. The more he becomes the story, the more it can interfere with the development of other young quarterbacks like Dante Moore or Fernando Mendoza. And let's be real, Cleveland's quarterback room is already competitive enough. Adding this media storm into the mix could complicate things even further. The truth is, Shedeur's presence already has a ripple effect. We saw it firsthand during this season. When he was the backup, he became the storyline for a whole week. Remember that London trip with Dylan Gabriel's first start? The big story was Shedeur's mime press conference, which might seem like a minor thing but actually highlights how much attention he draws, even when he's not the starter. It's not just about the game, it's about the media narrative surrounding him. And that's what makes this situation so unique and so challenging for the Browns. Financially, Shedeur Sanders is a steal. As a fifth-round pick, he's got a cap hit that's practically nothing, around $1. $1 million next year, then $1, $2 million, and $3 million thereafter. That's peanuts compared to what a veteran quarterback demands, and it's an incredible value for a player who has the potential to develop into a franchise quarterback. Browns fans, you know how much we love a good bargain, and the idea of having a young QB on a rookie contract is exactly what we're looking for: flexibility, cap space, and the chance to build around a talented young player. But here's where things get complicated. While Shedeur's development looks promising, the external factors, the media, the social media hype, and the cultural impact, could influence how the Browns approach their quarterback decisions. Are they willing to deal with the constant spotlight? Do they see Shedeur as the future, or is he just a valuable asset they can trade or develop? Those are questions that only time will answer, but they're critical for Browns fans to consider as we head into a pivotal offseason. What makes this whole situation even more interesting is how Shedeur's rising profile has already affected team dynamics. When he was the backup, his media attention sometimes made him the focus of the story, not the team, not the game. That's a big deal for a franchise that's trying to stay focused on winning and building a winning culture. The Browns have been building something special, and while Shedeur's talent is undeniable, managing his media presence will be a key part of their long-term strategy. Looking ahead, the Browns are in a position where they have to weigh the potential of developing Shedeur Sanders as their starting quarterback against the risk of him becoming a distraction. It's a delicate balancing act, especially considering the current NFL landscape, where media personalities and social media influencers can make or break a player's reputation overnight. If the Browns choose to keep Shedeur on the roster and develop him, they could have a true game changer. But if they decide to go in another direction, they need to be prepared for the media storm that will follow. And of course, the fans' perspective is huge here. We've seen the excitement, the hope, and the skepticism that comes with a young quarterback with a big personality. Cleveland fans are passionate, vocal, and love their players. But we also know how important it is to stay focused on the goal, winning football games and bringing another Super Bowl to this city. Shedeur Sanders' story is still unfolding, and it's one that could redefine the Browns' future. So, as we approach this critical offseason, Browns fans, keep your eyes on this situation. It's more than just about who throws the ball best. It's about the culture, the media, and how this franchise navigates the complexities of modern football. Shedeur Sanders is a fascinating case study, not just as a player but as a cultural phenomenon, and how the Browns handle him could set a precedent for the future of NFL franchises facing similar situations. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.